theme music.
That's pretty cool.
I hope these aren't fake memories that have been somehow I have, but then we
You've
went on
been
that hike.
you've
We'll
been
have to ask
MK
Blade.
Ultra'd.
I've been MK Ultra like this
Yeah.
whole Seattle trip. Woody was there. I could have sworn.
What was that?
I just remember, like, I have this whole
I just
memory.
love the finality of I've never been to.
I haven't
Seattle.
been there. Actually, I can like add other details. I had never met White Boy 7th Street, and after Kyle got back, he told me what he was like off camera.
Yeah. Wow. 'Cause I have this whole memory of being like, Woody's really behaving himself around these cowgirls. Woody's being very respectful. I have that in my head that you were like that, that you were a little bit like, oh, I don't know about being in here with these cowgirls. I don't know about this. And, I think I'll step over it. I have that memory
Even in
somehow.
Kyle's fake memory, you're
That
very
happened in
polite and
Vermont.
respectable.
Yeah,
That's
even
cool.
in my fake memory, Woody is a real nice gentlemanly kind of fella. I don't know.
Nothing like
but-
the way you treated that Outback lady.
Wow. He smacked her so hard.
What if that was another implanted memory? And I can see like a video of it when he's like, I don't mean to cause a fuss, but I did want, I wanted sugar-free tea. Is that?
We did go to an Outback together once, but I don't think I was mean to any waitress.
It was at the J.R. Peters in Livonia, Georgia, that you.
Oh, that's not even true. That's not even true. Yeah. No, at that point, the whole like Woody's mean to waitresses meme was like alive and
Patrick.
well and kicking. And
Patrick, I don't know if you still watch the show. I enjoyed spending
I
that week with
swear.
you out in the wilderness, but you were there and you saw what went down. I'm not sure if
it wasn't mean at all. I was even like on good behavior because I knew that they were like looking for like me to do anything that would slight this waitress.
Let me know when you're finished.
I'm done.
So anyway, Patrick, you were there with us on that day, on that evening. I'm not even going to go to Chiz because I feel like maybe somebody will feel like maybe you don't want to believe Chiz for whatever reason. But Patrick is, what do you call that when
British.
someone is unaffiliated? He is an unaffiliated third party. That's what I'm looking for.
That's true. I would like to hear Patrick's take on this.
Patrick, I would love to hear your take on Woody versus the waitress in Livonia, Georgia at, I believe it's called J.R. Peters. It's a little steak restaurant that exists there. I'd love to hear your take. I won't give mine. I won't give it. I won't give it because I just admitted that clearly my memories can be tainted. However, this is not one of those tainted memories. This is crystal clear. I remember exactly what was said. I'm pretty sure it's on video somewhere on your channel, nonetheless. And I would love to hear from you, Patrick. If someone can reach out to Patrick, I don't know if he watches the show regularly anymore or whatever. First of all, buddy, enjoyed your spending time with you. I don't know if I ever told you. Great having you on that survival trip. You were a real trooper. It was a crazy time. Thank you very much. But most of all, I really want to hear your take on what transpired that evening.
Yeah, me
I'd
too.
love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. And I'll abide by whatever he says.
That works for me too.
Ooh.
I probably won't. I'm gonna go with mine because of what he says. But yeah, I feel like I remember it really well. I wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. They were just
snapped on her.
That is so not true at all.
Like a Slim Jim.
Oh no! Here's what I was on the phone when she came to get. I was talking to Jackie, and I was like standing, like I wasn't by the table, but it was time to order. So I like sort of Jackie, hold on a second, didn't give her attention, ordered steak, and I was like, I like whatever 6-ounce fillet, and then there was no hit it back, there was no nothing. And I asked, I swear, as nicely as I could, I was like, are there any questions that come with that? Like sides, temperature, whatever. And I don't know. Then I told her my sides and that was it. There was no conflict. There's no story. There's no thing that happened. And Kyle's laughing, but Kyle's memory is flawed.
I just admitted that I have indeed had at least one flawed memory. I thought you were on that trip. I really did. I don't know who is filling in your role in that trip, but there's an individual. But on this trip, I remember it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Phone was to your ear.
Yeah.
And you gave her that order like the way you described telling a barber how you want a haircut. You're like, and I want to say that she wanted to know how you wanted it cooked or something like that. And you were like, any questions?
No,
Like, there was
no,
this
no.
whole,
Why would I even
there
do
was-
that? There's no motivation for that.
How would you like your steak cooked? Listen, cunt.
That doesn't
wanna
even make
sure there's
sense.
lots of Dude, I like
I
that
have
can
been
bring this
rude to a
topic up and
waitress
just
before.
sit back for like
I've
15
seen it.
minutes.
Yeah, I look. I'll fully admit when I'm rude to a waitress. After that survival trip, we had a terrible waitress, and I was having a fucking meltdown. And it was because I'd spent 5 days eating very little food, dreaming about the steak that was to come. And you know, the whole meal. Oh, there'll be a salad, and there'll be blue cheese dressing, and it'll be like a sweet tea because I want some sugar, and I want fucking, you know, this steak rare, and I'm gonna put steak sauce on it to make it even richer. And she was fucking up, and I was very rude to her. Fully admit it.
Here's how I
was doing
remember
it on
that.
purpose.
The waitress was
Woody
very
is
nice.
unintentionally rude.
The waitress was really nice, and I was like, cool. I understood it, and I get it. If on a scale of 1 to 10, 5 is normal delivery time, right? She was a little slower. She was like a 3. Now she was like not mean or abusive or whatever. It was just like we ordered drinks and 4 minutes have gone by or whatever. Like
The appetizers were 25 minutes late, and she was unattractive.
Go say no more.
I don't
And
think
when I
they
say
were
she was
that slow.
unattractive, let me explain. This was a Texas Longhorns, I believe, in Commerce, Georgia.
Something like that,
in case
yeah.
you're curious. Full of attractive waitresses. I mean, like 95% of the waitresses in this place, you were like, "Ooh, she's a 7+." You know, somewhere between a 7 and an 8. You know, these are all nice looking, fit young ladies between the age of like 20 and fucking 24. And here came this hog to serve us our slop. And she failed miserably at everything she did. Like I felt like I wasn't getting
funny.
refills. Our appetizers were so late, and we ordered appetizers.
I don't
and
remember her
wanted-
being unattractive either.
I remember that crystal clear. I remember remarking on that. I
I'm
remember being like,
envisioning meaty lips.
I remember being like, look at all the hot ladies in here. Look at every other waitress but ours. We got the single pig in the sty. Every other woman here is not just attractive, but fucking hot. Every one of these waitresses, I wish that she were giving me things. I want to talk to these ladies. And we got this hog of a cunt over here, unable to perform. I was this close to doing the most disrespectful, horrible thing I can think of doing, and that was pushing my drink off the table onto the floor and spilling it on purpose, ice, glass, straw, and full liquid, and being like, just to force her to have to show back up. It had been so long. I was so close. I was so
And I
fucking.
thought the whole thing
that
was
is-
hilarious. I was patient. I didn't have any problems. Kyle's melting the freak out. And
losing it.
and I thought it was
Sometimes it's worth it having bad service if you're with someone who's having a shit fit about it, because then you get to
was.
watch it. And what would
I'm
be
sure
the
I was
funniest
entertaining as hell.
possible? The
See, the
funniest
difference,
possible
what
thing
I'm
is if
what I'm
that
trying to
British
explain
guy-
here is, I'll tell you when I'm being an asshole.
See, he's
Woody
doing the
won't
John
even know.
Jones thing, right? Like, people think I'm an asshole. I'll tell you, Kobe Covington, that's an asshole, right? Like he's trying to add credibility to him calling me an asshole
am. I'm
by
trying to tell you
admitting that
look,
he's
I'm
been
not
one.
perfect. I'm not perfect.
I can do the same
I
thing.
put up with my fair share of shit, but when that fat cunt came over there and took too long to bring my drink there, I was about to have led by Secret Service
so
killer.
this thing was all born from that dude in Chicago who took it was literally like 40 minutes to get drinks,
What an asshole.
right? And I had a soda, but I guess other people had alcohol, and he wasn't allowed to get the alcohol, so he just held back everybody's drinks until he could get someone else. And I don't know why it takes so long to get someone to serve alcohol at a bar. I guess they mailed away for it or something. But that was a situation where I don't know if
Don't believe me, folks.
I said
Don't-
anything quotable, but
Don't
there was
believe
attitude
Chiz.
behind it.
Don't believe Chiz.
We'll see what Patrick says.
Believe
but
Patrick.
At this point, that legend had grown to the waiter I was mean to in Chicago. And it was this big thing. So we get to Georgia and they're just like waiting for it. Ooh, let's see what Woody's going to do. And he turned, I was like, like a 6-ounce sirloin or whatever. And she's not hitting it back. I'm like, are there any questions that like go with that? Because I don't know if I can get back on the phone or not. And he turns it into this like snappy, mean thing.
Questions?
I don't. Why would I even do that?
I don't know. We were all shocked.
Do you have any questions, man?
Patrick didn't know if he should keep recording.
I always
or not.
bring my loaded gun into Long John Silver's.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I can't wait to see who's gaslighting us. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
I promise you. I promise you. Look. I'll abide by whatever Patrick says.
Not me. I'm sure I'm right. I'm not doing it.
I'll abide by what Patrick says because he's the third witness who has one point of view to the one witness who has the other. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Chiz will co-sign all of this. No, Chiz isn't listening right now. Just add him right now in the chat below. What happened at J.R. Peters in Livonia? You'll get exactly what I said.
Well, but we need a neutral party.
And
That's
we're going to
where
get one.
Patrick
We're
comes
going to
in.
get one in Patrick. And I'll bet cash money. I'll bet Bitcoins and gold and GP coins. These are all Tarkov items, by the way. This is a little joke for me. He's going to corroborate my side.
I think he will too. Yeah.
And look, I
And
don't.
not because
I don't-
it's true, but because he was like all excited about it on when I was there, when he was there.
So
They were all acting like I was insane, and I'm like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. And I'm talking to Jackie, and she's like, I don't know why they're.
What could this mean, Woody?
Jackie was on the phone, and she's like, you didn't say or do anything either. Why are they all like?
She's
It's because
not
the,
Shut up,
there.
bitch!
the legend
Listen
had
to my
become
story.
the legend had become this meme at the time, and they were like hard scoping me, looking for anything to act like I was being bad. That's where it was by the time we went there.
okay.
This is a fun topic to bring up when I want to like just chill for 15 minutes.
I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm not trying to be argumentative. I just see it like I see it. I saw it like I saw it. I know what
But
happened.
I saw you reenact it. Any questions? It wasn't like that. It wasn't
There
like
was
that at
a
all.
snap. There was this
Any
like,
questions?
there was this abruptness,
Strangling
this
her.
wasn't.
rudeness, and
It
she was
wasn't.
like, "Ah." She recoiled, and that's
Any
a joke.
questions?
That's me joking.
Yes.
No, she didn't recoil. She didn't look like she was afraid, but she was like, like everybody.
There was
at
a
the table.
weird like social thing that happened there because I ordered whatever 6-inch sirloin. Maybe I gave medium rare, and then there was no you couldn't even tell if she had heard me. You know, it just sort of emptied into this like vacuum, and that's when I was like, "Are there any like
The
follow up
rage
questions?"
started building.
No, I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad. I just didn't know if I was done ordering. And you guys can imagine, put yourself in this situation. Like when you if you order a Big Mac, then you know where that ends, right? I want a Big Mac, I want a drink, I want a small fry, and like you give in your order. If you order a steak and you say I want a steak and I want it, medium rare, and then they don't have then it just ends there.
And what would you like your side to be? Is usually the question.
Sure. Or what 6 or 8 ounce, right? Might be another question they could ask. Or I just don't know if I'm done ordering or not. And I asked her, if there were any questions or any follow-up questions or something like that. But I didn't yell at her. I wasn't mad at her. I wasn't angry. Like I was having a fine day. Like everything was normal and okay. It's just that I put my order for a steak in and there's usually some sort of follow-up, like hit it back and it's that's how it goes. And I swear what's happening, this is true, people. I was mean to a waiter in Chicago, and it turned into this like legend of Woody the staff abuser, and
It's not limited to these two events.
it is.
I don't know what other events we're talking.
I don't know. I'm afraid there's another one out there though.
Now what he's like, yes, it is. I'm almost. I'm. You know what?
Yes, it is. I'm like 30% sure that's just those two.
Now you got a Hillary Clinton your way through this. You're like, I do not recall that specifically.
Right? It's gonna not testify at all.
Yeah, just not testify. I do not recall. I do not recall.
You mean like with a cloth?